Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, you find a way to lose. You can also find yourself being compared to Adrien Broner when you don't want to let your hands go because you fear getting hit and hurt. Now let's put some things into perspective. I want to make sure I lay this out right now. Shakur Stevenson is an amazing talent. Very simple, okay? You heard me say it. So don't get caught up in the other things I'm about to say. Just understand that at the end of the day, I think he's an amazing talent. Adrien Broner, same thing. Exceptional talent. That stuff we saw Adrien Broner doing at 130 pounds, at 135, amazing. Now, 140, solid too. But just understand this. Shakur Stevenson, man, against De Los Santos, right? You know, I've had some things to say about him, you know, and I just got to be honest, man. You know, I was a little disappointed in both of them, really. But I knew that Shakur, when he got hit, he was going to react. And my thing was, let's see how he reacts. And what happens? Does he get hit and say, okay, this guy has power? I'm going to hold my ground, you know, still find a way to slip his shots, maybe come off with the lead left hand, which, you know, who knows what happened to him, right? I don't believe his hand was hurt. I don't. But what I will tell you is I've seen guys who have fought with broken hands and thrown that shot. So, you know, I don't get caught up into the possibility that his hand was injured. I think he got touched and felt that power, and he didn't want to take any more risks. Now, I think the fight was there for Edwin De Los Santos to win. All he had to do was take 3 rounds, De Los Santos, and just chase Shakur around the ring. I mean, coming behind the jab, throwing bombs, just banging him. Just Shakur try to grab him, punch out of the clinch. Come from the, you know, punch on angles, come from the top, punch him on top of his head. You know who would be a good trainer for De Los Santos is Robert Garcia. You watch his fighters. Matter of fact, there's so many of them, right? I keep talking about Maidana. Even last night we saw Pacheco, right? But look at, and Pacheco wasn't with Robert Garcia. He's with, what's his name's dad? But he may be a good trainer too, man, Jose Benavides Sr. But Santillan, Robert Garcia and the changes he made with Santillan. You ain't grabbing him in no clinch. And a guy like De Los Santos could use that. But when we take a look at Shakur Stevenson, maybe 135 is too big for him. For Adrien Broner, 130, he was the man. 135, he was the man. 140, you know, he was handling business. Got to 147, he was like, okay, all my skill, all my talent, it's just not going to be enough for me to get up here and dominate. Because his power kind of peaked at 140. Could he still hit at 147? Yeah. But, you know, he was in there with some guys who could crack, too. And that was the problem. He was just undersized. And he just didn't have the skills to where he can get in there and not get hit as much as was needed to make sure he could go on and get the type of victories he needed at 147. And I really think him going in there and fighting Marcos Maidana, I think that fight was too soon. But Adrien Broner, you know, hey, Adrien Broner could fight. Adrien Broner believed in himself. I don't think he underestimated Maidana, but I don't think he took him that serious. I mean, you figure Devin Alexander had outboxed Maidana, but Maidana got with Robert Garcia. I do believe there was some issues with the gloves. I believe there's some manipulation with the gloves. If not manipulation, they got those gloves where it's like little to no padding. All right, why those gloves are allowed, I don't know, but it is what it is, right? We can't argue over that. They're legal, so he can use them. So Adrien Broner got in there and recognized that, you know what, I just don't have enough to keep these guys off of me. They respected his power, but they knew they just had to let their hands go and touch up Adrien Broner. And you saw that happen. Even Mikey Garcia, who was a bit smaller, but Broner didn't want no parts of that because he just could never escape what happened to him against Maidana. So now you see Shakur Stevenson, and my thing is, what's going to happen to him going forward? He got in there with his first, it wasn't his first big puncher, but the first puncher where I think he felt those shots, and he wasn't able to just, really avoid them the way he thought he could. Because De Los Santos is fast, he has power in both hands, he has IQ, and he gets in between your shots to get his off. And if you run, he steps with you, so he can cut the ring off. He could have done a much better job of doing that, but there were instances where I've seen him where Shakur would try to roll out and he'll step with him, where Shakur had to just step in and clinch it and grab. And, like I said yesterday, he went out there, man, and turned into a tortilla and was just trying to make a Dominican burrito out there. So going forward, I'm curious to see who they're going to put Shakur in the ring with. Because the fact that maybe Shakur knows that he can be hurt. And you say, screw you, head champion, all boxers can be hurt. No, right, we're all human, man. But what I'm getting at is, maybe Shakur knows something deep down, like, if I get touched, I can go down fighting these guys and go down bad, and I don't want to get embarrassed. Because like Adrien Broner, Shakur Stevenson talks a lot of trash. Adrien Broner, he's probably overboard with it, but Shakur Stevenson is a close second place. Very disrespectful to his opponents. And you know what? You should have confidence. I can't knock him for having confidence, but he's very disrespectful and talks a lot of trash. And he realized, I bet you he's going to change his tune in his next fight. I bet you he's going to change his tune, because even Adrien Broner toned his stuff down quite a bit, didn't he? He toned it down quite a bit. Still talk trash, but when he got inside that ring, he wasn't the same Adrien Broner. So my thing is, going forward, how did this fight with De Los Santos, how's it going to affect Shakur Stevenson? Let me tell you something. You're already a guy who doesn't really want to get into a mash-up, crash-up type fight. And you had a lot of people who, because of what Floyd Mayweather did in the ring, you had a lot of people who were more respecting the boxer, the guy who could hit and not get hit, right? So they put a lot of value in Shakur Stevenson's performances in the ring. But going forward, I don't think people are going to see him now as this pure boxer with this amazing skill set. I think they're going to see him as a fighter who lacks heart, who lacks confidence, and who just doesn't want to risk being hit. So as a result, his punch output is going to be low, and he's going to get booed. And I just don't think people are going to receive him well. He's going to be the laughing stock. Okay, and boxing, I really feel that's going to happen to him. So he's going to have to make a decision. Do I want to go down the AB path? Because everybody loved Adrien Broner, didn't they? And people start turning their back on him. Now, don't get me wrong. Shakur Stevenson's not. His name isn't in the headlines for a lot of stuff. Adrien Broner's name ended up being in the headline for, which most of the time wasn't good. But at the same time, man, people don't care. They want to see these fighters get in there and fight. And this trying to go the Erislandy Lara route and box, and run and box and use your legs and box. Let me tell you, at least Erislandy Lara, when he dropped that left hand, he would knock people out. Erislandy Lara had power. He was a boxer puncher. And he was very selective with his shots, but when he placed those shots, boy, Lara could get you out of there. Shakur Stevenson, he's going to have to do that. The next fight, whoever he fights, he's going to have to get somebody out of there. And he's going to have, that's the only way to get the people to come back and say, okay, we believe in you. Like Jerron Boots-Ennis. Everyone turned their back on Jerron Boots-Ennis after Chikadze. And I'm calling Jerron Boots' name out because, I could peel this shit all the way back 10, 15, 20 years ago. But a lot of people can't do that, so I'm going to keep it to something recent that we should all be familiar with. And Jerron Boots-Ennis, man, got there with Chikadze and wasn't able to do much of anything. Matter of fact, he was getting hit with some clean shots in that fight. But he came back against Roman Villa and got everybody back, on his side. So Shakur Stevenson, his team is going to have to make sure they get the right fight for him to get everyone back on the side. But the problem is, he's got the WBC strap now. I think he needs to immediately go straight for Devin Haney. That's what I think. I think he needs to do that. Because I think he has somewhat of an advantage against Devin Haney at 135 because Devin Haney, we all know what Devin Haney looks like at 135. He looks ghoulish. But I have a feeling Devin Haney's going to drop them belts. I don't think, especially if he beats Regis Prograis, which I think Haney will outbox him. But if Haney beats Regis Prograis, Haney ain't coming back there. Why come back to? Why have your damn kidneys shutting down? You know what I'm saying? Why put your body through something like that? Stress your body out like physically like that. It just doesn't make sense. So I don't think what's his name, Haney's coming back down. But nonetheless, Shakur Stevenson going forward, he's going to have to figure things out. Look, in boxing, man, you're going to get hit. Not everybody can be a Chris Bird, you know what I mean, and avert the big shots. Not everybody can be a Mayweather, man, and his defense helps him from getting hit, and his offense keeps him from getting hit. You know, when you have that pinpoint accuracy with power, it makes people think 2, 3, 4 times before they try to run in on you. Even McDonough respected Floyd to where he wasn't just trying to run in on him. Right now, Shakur Stevenson, I'm not so sure he's gonna have the power to keep people off of him. You know what I'm saying? Going forward, I'm very interested to see what he's going to do. I hope he stays out of trouble. But as far as the comparison to AB, I just think it's a matter of him getting hit, realizing, you know, I don't like this, and let's see him going forward, what he's going to do. If he's going to let his hands go, or is he going to sit there and play it safe and try to cruise to a decision, which you could see him losing. Remember, this is boxing. I'm always talking about the secret society. And I truly believe he's protected over there at Top Rank. Don't get me wrong, he does the business in the ring. But going forward, if he's not doing the business in the ring, I think he's going to get some close calls with someone who's showing every round that they're fighting. They're trying to win. Shakur Stevenson can find himself getting upset and taking a loss. And he could be reliving that gold medal match. And then he'll be there crying again. I don't like to lose. And I truly don't want to see that. He's a young man. Want to build him into champions, not break him down. But if you talk the talk, Mr. Al Capone, you got to walk the walk, Shakur Capone. And that's just being as real as I possibly can. That being said, y'all keep cool. Is Shakur the new Adrien Broner? Don't let those hands go out of field getting hit and hurt. We're going to find out. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.